I just recently did another video on vintage PBR tap handles, or at least one vintage PBR tap handle in particular. So I wanted to make sure that I was covering this one as well. This is one of the more common PBR tap handles that I'll see. It's a very, very great example of a vintage one. I'm a huge fan of the style overall. And actually, there are some other variations that are similar to this, but this is one of my favorites. With this tap handle, although I mentioned that it's one of the more common ones, that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be less expensive than the other ones. From what I found, a lot of them will be around the same price, but it just means that this is one of the ones that you might see a little bit more when you're seeing what's out there. It's a absolutely wonderful design. You'll see that it's got this kind of rectangular-ish shape that's been modified by these elements. I love how they use the repeated patterns in this one. So with the other vintage PBR tap handle, I was mentioning that it was a little bit unusual because it was a bit more asymmetrical. With this one, you'll notice a lot of this one is very symmetrical. So you've got the symmetry in the grain there. You do have the asymmetry with a line going across. And then you do have the symmetry on the top and the bottom, as well as the PBR logo there. You'll see this a bit, the Pabst Brewing Company logo there. And you'll also notice that with some of the other vintage ones, like the Andeker tap handles, those ones are also from the same brewing company at that time. With this one, if we flip it over, then you'll see that you do have a repeat of these patterns here. So that label is the same on the back as it is on the front. And you do also have the Pabst Brewing Company logo repeated there, and it's flipped so it's still looking at you the proper way. I do always love to call out with these ones that you do want to make sure that that insert is there. That is going to be the proper insert so that you can use it with displays. You can use it with a regular tap at home. You can use it with adapters like the adapters that I do. And then size-wise, this is what you're seeing. So it's a little bit on the smaller size, but it's not particularly small. Overall, just great tap handle.